And here for a breakdown of the first joint interview with Harris and Walz is Bart MARCOIS. He's a former presidential campaign policy advisor and former U.S. diplomat. See if we can bring Bart on. There you are, Bart. Hi, thanks for coming on. So the interview, as you mentioned,
Good morning,
Harris
Kevin.
defended her policy positions and the shift around them. Okay, so she wanted to ban fracking. Now she doesn't. Medicare for all. Now it's not. And also decriminalizing border crossings, but now it's not. So do these shifting stances give us a hint as to where she's headed with these policy proposals, or do we just take her statements at face value?
You know, I think when you analyze this, you have to keep in mind that what she was doing with this interview, she was trying to sit for a job interview with the American people. That's what the purpose of an interview is for a presidential candidate. It was especially keen for her, especially important for her, because nobody has voted for her. She didn't get any votes when she ran in 2019, when she ran in the primary, and she got no votes to run for president in the primary this year. And so this was an important exercise for her, but she treated it less like a job interview and more like checking a box. And to answer your question directly, I don't think she helped herself with her answers. If you look at the reaction, I came away wondering what her policy positions really are. Are they what she said they were for several years, or are they what she has said in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks while she's running for president? Are they poll tested? We could all feel better about them if there was an actual Democratic Party platform release that showed details on what they intend to do and what the entire party apparatus has agreed on. And so I think your question goes straight to the heart of the discomfort that many people feel and about what she really stands for and what she really intends to do. And the interview, I think, exacerbated it. It didn't solve the question there.
Well, just in a few seconds here, let's drill into this a little bit more, Bart. Is she just trying to win over those never-Trump Republicans by shifting a little bit more to the center?
I think so. That's the impression I got.
Okay, understood, Bart. Now, Harris was talking about the root causes of migration, how she was tasked with that. She says that the Biden-Harris administration brought down some of those illegal crossing numbers, and she praised the bipartisan border deal that Trump put the brakes on. She blamed Trump for causing its failure there, and she said that there should be consequences if you cross the border illegally. And she went on fracking, which you have an energy background, so we should talk about that. She said that, the Inflation Reduction Act has those provisions that support this renewable energy. It's going to create 300,000 new jobs. Could you comment on that, on her energy proposals?
Sure. The fracking proposal, again, seems disingenuous because she was so anti-fracking for most of her life. And this is the first that anybody has heard her say that she opposes a fracking ban. She did say in 2020 that President Biden would not institute a fracking ban, but she had been on the record as saying that she wanted to ban fracking. Just to back up, fracking is fracturing the rock, the sandstone structure that contains oil, so that the oil that's in there can seep into a central gathering place. And it's been the secret behind the energy renewal, not just in America, but around the world, but especially in American oil and gas energy. And I don't trust her. I'm trying to be fair here, but I have to be honest. I don't trust her policy proposals on energy, because everything that her administration has done has limited the production of American energy and limited American power. And many of the wars and instabilities that we've seen around the world, the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the brutal Gaza invasion of Israel, have been enabled by the high oil prices that are the consequence of America failing to produce its own oil. Russia and Iran have been the big beneficiaries of that, and they've had boundless money to spend on creating wars. And those are things that people don't think about being related to energy policy. We just say, man, I wish gas were $2 a gallon again. And we don't realize that these high prices are putting money in the pockets of some of the worst people in the world.
So I'll just add on to what you're saying. So Harris says that they can address the environmental concerns, that's an inference, of fracking without the need to ban it. And then, after the interview, Trump's campaign responded saying that, yes, they pointed to Harris saying that her values haven't changed and saying that she is still, quote, radical. More time to comment on that, or we could talk about the child tax credit and increasing the housing supply that Harris is really championing here, along with reducing the grocery costs. Are these ideas popular with Americans, and is Harris going about the solutions in the right way?
I think that increasing the child tax credit is popular with Americans. The $25,000 gift for new first-time house buyers, I think, is a wash. Most people think of that as an unworkable policy. It's not going to really change. It doesn't change the amount of housing available. All it means is that now the asking price for a house has gone up by $25,000 because they know that a first-time home buyer can get a subsidy for it. The really critical policy proposal that she has made and that she doubled down on and is standing by is this idea of a price cap on food. And Kevin, that is the most frightening proposal to ever come from any candidate in American history, any serious candidate in American history. If you put a price cap on food to try to control prices at the grocery store, and grocery stores, by the way, have a margin of maybe 1%, 2% profit. If you put a price cap on, what you're saying is it's not worth producing the food or transporting it to the market. And the only way that you can make sure that food gets to the market is to force farmers to grow it, to force truckers to truck it, to force warehouses to distribute it, even though they're not making a profit. And you would have to have a command economy rather than a free market economy to make a price cap work. Otherwise, you're looking at long lines, shortages, empty shelves, and even starvation among the poor.
Well, thank you for your contribution. Bart MARCOIS, former presidential campaign policy advisor and former U.S. diplomat.
Thank you.